Maggie Bailey, and why is she in this musical about history's fallen women? Known as the Queen of the Mountain Moonshiners, Maggie ran her business for over 80 years and was arrested 114 times, but only convicted once, thanks to her near-genius grasp of search and seizure laws. To the feds, she was a felon, but to her community, she was a savior, quietly paying for things like shoes, schooling, and heat when other people could not afford them. Born into poverty in 1904 Kentucky, Appalachia, her father made corn whiskey on the side to supplement their income, and he taught Maggie the tools of the trade. But when Prohibition hit and that went bust, Maggie took a job at waitressing at a boarding house to help support the family. There she met and sweet-talked a gambler named John Goforth into backing her idea for a moonshine business. Over the next decade, he invested around $30,000 in her. I'll come back to why this matters in a minute. But the bet paid off. She built the most successful moonshine empire in the region, and she stayed untouched for the duration of Prohibition. Her evading the law had a lot to do with the fact that people just didn't believe women could commit felonies, and it was actually illegal to even search a woman. When Prohibition ended, she became one of the first women to obtain a legal liquor license. Oh my god. So she continued to sell moonshine, which you could not get a license for because that's what people wanted. And that's what eventually brought her down. In 1941, when the feds heard about this amazing place that was always really busy in Kentucky, and they had to check it out, and they found her stash. Once she was released, she could not get a license because she was a felon, even though at that point Kentucky was dry anyway. But that didn't stop Maggie. She reopened her shop and continued to thrive as one of the best bootleggers in the business. I can't talk today. And thrived for the rest of her life, which was until 2005. Now, when I first started writing this musical 3 years ago, I knew I wanted to include a woman who was known for breaking the law, like stupid laws. And I was immediately drawn to women in Prohibition who made and sold illegal alcohol. I loved having a character that represented the idea that all of these fallen women are poisoning society, and also the fact that she could represent or stand in for a witch or a healer, since moonshine is often used medicinally. My problem was that there were so many to choose from and not a lot of information on anybody. So at first I thought I might just do like a composite woman, which I did in the very first video I ever did of this song 3 years ago, which you can find on the Tube of You channel if you want to have a good laugh. But as I wrote more and more of the show, it became apparent that there was a lot more power in making all these women specific people. So at that point, I needed to pick a specific moonshiner. Now let's get back to our investor. Here are the facts again. A 16-year-old waitress, a man 20 years older, who gives this waitress, someone he does not know, allegedly, thousands of dollars up front to begin a illegal moonshine business when she has zero experience selling or running a moonshine business. Some sources say she sweet-talked him, or she convinced him, or that she just had a way with people. Some sources even hint that he just gave her this money for no reason, and then later she decided to use it for her business. This made me want to select Maggie over the other moonshiners I found because she immediately lined up with the other women in the show, like Lulu White, Victoria Woodhull, Anne Boleyn even, and of course Eve, all women who were cast as seductresses for alluring unsuspecting men into doing things they wouldn't normally do to fuel these women's own personal desires. I also liked shedding a new light on Maggie, who over the years had really gotten a reputation for just being this kind of sweet little old lady moonshiner, which she was, but like, she had a life before that. And of course, and lastly, since the show is called House of Fallen Women, I was pulled towards stories that had to do with the house, or mentioned a house, and any kind of running of an illegal business. So that is the story of Maggie Bailey and why she's in this show. And the super fun part is that we did a concert of a bunch of the songs last fall, and Maggie's song was included, and I'm gonna be premiering the performance from that concert this Sunday on the Tube of You channel. So to be sure to check out the caption for more details.
But once they get a taste